Welcome to another edition of Comcast High School Rewind. We are in Riverton, Utah, as the Lone Peak Knights have traveled up to take on the Riverton Silverwolves in a Region 4 battle. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Well, the two teams tied in for first place in this Region 4, squaring off today at Riverton. We will start first with the visiting Lone Peak Knights. They come in with a region record of 3-1-1, coming off that loss to Lehigh. It was a 2-0 loss to the Pioneers, and looking to rebound off that. Starting in net today will be Bradley Clark. He does have a shutout on the year so far, and looking to lead the way as the keeper. They've got a multitude of players who can really score the ball for him, including David Adams, Patrick Fuchs, Ryan Morin, and Nathan Walton. All these have multiple goals this season and really share the balance offensively for the Knights. Now we'll switch and talk a little bit about the Silverwolves. This is a team that also 3-1-1 overall. They're coming off a win, a 2-1 victory over the American Fort Cavemen in that Region 4. And they've got a couple very solid keepers. They've got multiple shutouts on the season, but the guy getting the call today for the Silverwolves will be Brady Slack. He's got a pair of them so far on the season. And then it's really a two-man show offensively for the Silverwolves. You got to think of Tanner Silvies and Brett Smith. They account for over 80% of the Silverwolves' goals, that tandem right there. So really need to get those two going offensively if the Silverwolves would like to have a shot today and hopefully gain that sole first place in Region 4 as we start the second round here of Region play. So should be a good one. We'll head out to the field now and get the action underway. Underway here from Riverton High School. The Knights will start off with possession. This one sent deep and headed back to Slack, who will corral that for Riverton. Slack's kick headed back up, now being volleyed back, and that's going to roll out off the Silverwolves. Thrown into North. Challenge taken away by Riverton. This is a solid defensive squad, the Silverwolves. This one is sent in deep and picked up by Bradley Clark. This one punched up ahead. There's that defense, but Lone Peak trying to settle down possession now. Challenge, oh boy, nice job keeping it in. And that was by Riverton's their stud player Silvies. We talked about him. Now this one shot up, trying to give it a run for the Silverwolves. Was Brett Smith. That's him challenging with it against Landon Wilson. And the Knights come away with it. This one chipped back up. Is coming back was Smith, who would have been offside, headed around. And dropped back to the Riverton defense. Headed around, our first whistle of the game, and it's a foul on the Silverwolves. This one put in play. Pushed out to that far touchline now, near midfield. Boy, nice little touch pass up. Dropping it back now, Riverton or Lone Peak looking for some space, sends this into the box. There's the defense of Riverton's Hunter McFall to send it out. This one thrown in. Trying to corral that and kicked out off of Lone Peak. The kick from Slack is sent long and deep. That one pinballed. Now Lone Peak looking to send this up and doing so. That one pushed up ahead by Dudley for the Silverwolves, but quickly back with it now is Lone Peak. And then this one will be dropped back to Slack, who will bomb that out of play. Drop back now, giving chase to Riverton, trying to create a turnover. Nice job defensively, however, by Wilson. This one broken up by Riverton as they were looking to send that ahead to Ryan Morin. Lone Peak still on the attack now. In the box. This one's going to be sent on, and that's just over the post. Pretty good shot right there. Believe that was Brimhall on the shot. And ended up being a lot closer than it initially looked. This one chipped back up. That was Morin who controlled it. Lone Peak trying to quickly counter. Try to push that back. Now back outside, but a whistle against the Knights. This one headed out, but then Riverton trying to get there to possess it. That's Dudley with it. Nice job trapping that one. Now Pemberton ended up turning it over. Now Lone Peak on a rush again. Tried to push that one outside right to the Riverton defense. And now this is Jaden Cutler. Looked to drop and turned it over in the process to Silvies. He pushed this up ahead to Smith. Lone Peak's going to kick that out of play. A Riverton throw in now. They do to Hatton. He tries to send that into the box, broken up by Lone Peak. Now trying to get it out, and they do. That one pushed outside, kept in along that far touchline. Nice job there. That centering pass was just off the mark as Riverton looks to push ahead, and a whistle. McFall will take this kick for the Silverwolves. Look to serve that in the box, headed. And challenge, that one got past the goaltender on the challenge. Is going up to head it, I believe, was Smith. He's still down, and a whistle comes. It'll be a Lone Peak kick. Nice save by Bradley Clark. Now, he tried to shoot that to the other side of the field. Lone Peak with it. Centering pass. This is Andrew Anderson. Had that one taken away. And that one just cleared up by Riverton. Walton to throw in. Ends up with the Silverwolves. Nice rejection there off the foot of Allison. Boy, good ball handling there. Now pushing it up. Andrew Anderson again with it. Outside to Morin. He tries to fire that one on net, and it lofted over the goal. Lone Peak looking to send it up again. Morin, nice little touch pass to the middle of the field. Headed out now, giving chase. It was Nielsen. Drop back now with Walton. He's going to come near side to Morin. Being challenged by Pemberton. And a nice job stepping up for Riverton that time. Looking to attack. That one headed out of play. Michael Smith and Nathan Henley both come on for the Knights. As that's Hatton with it. Drops it back to his defense. This one's sent up. Now giving chase is Coleman. Nice job defensively. Stepping up was Wilson, and he will kick that out of play. Riverton throws in, and then that one out off the Silverwolves. Centering pass now, dropping it. Boy, Silvies came up on that in a hurry. A nice job there by Lone Peak's Nielsen to head it up. Now again looking on the attack are the Knights. Good ball control by Michael Smith. Pushes outside. Nice pass. This one looked to be shot on net, and then a handball call. I believe it was just outside the box. Real nice scoring opportunity now for the Knights from just outside the box. This one's going to be deflected by the wall. Now lofted into the box. That one headed off the crossbar and then in. And it is a Lone Peak goal. The Knights have struck first in the 14th minute. It's tough to see who got that goal for the Knights, as there were a couple of red uniforms there. Now this one sent up into the box. Nice job coming back and saving possession, trying to catch the keeper out of the goal, but Clark able to get back, and then this one was well off target. Goal kick from Clark's going to come near side, and that will go out of play. Quick on the throw in, Silvies tried to center that. There was Michael Smith for the Knights now. Far side with Nielsen. A nice pass up that far touchline. Centering now. Stepping up in support. Lone Peak on the attack again. Boy, served that one. Was going in the box trying to catch, I believe. It was Brimhall on a run. Broken up by the Silverwolves. Just to note, only the 7th goal Riverton has allowed all season long, and that through 11 games. We talked about how good their defense was. Now here's Morin. Nice 3-man game now. Centering pass, it was slightly off. Lone Peak able to recover, maintain possession. Nice push pass. That one taken away, however, by Riverton's Dudley. Sent this up. That's well beyond Smith. Vaudry now. He looks to center. And then controlling it was Brimhall. That opportunity thwarted by the white shirts of the Silverwolves. And then that is out off of Lone Peak. Thrown in, Smith. Being challenged by Allison. Lone Peak's defense able to get possession back for the Knights now. Going to come near side. Here's Morin. He's going to try a long cross pass that's headed by the Silverwolves. Silvies drops this back. Here's Coleman. Now Riverton looking to create an offensive opportunity. When that one served up into the box, but Clark will come out easily and catch that. Rolls it out quickly now. Walton. Trying to come to this near touchline. That one broken up by Silvies. There's Vaudry. This one sent up ahead. Silvies tries to keep it in play. Cannot do so. This one missed everybody. Now Riverton trying to head it back up the field. That pass a little off the mark, and now ends up with the Knights. Time now for Allison. He sends it that far boundary line. Nice job cutting back in. Now in the middle of the field with Vaudry. He will drop it back. And that one's out off of the Silverwolves. What a throw-in right to the middle of the field. This one's going to be attempted to be shot off the side of the foot and out. A kick from Slack. High. Headed up. That one was just off the mark as Morin was trying to get it up the field. Vaudry now. That one challenged from behind, but ends up with Morin. Smith's going to let that roll and sent up by Allison. And that time Slack comes out. Boy, and a dangerous play. Nice job there, but almost gave another opportunity to the Knights. Now quickly trying to counter. Wilson breaks that up for Lone Peak. Now Riverton looking to take advantage. Silvies tried to pass it back over to Hatton. Broken up. Boy, nice job not giving up on it by Silvies. Now sending this up, giving chase. Believe is Henley, but he will not get there. After the Riverton punch out. Throw in for the Knights. This one's going to be a slow roller over to Walton. He looked to send that in the box. Cleared out by Riverton. Dangerous challenge there between the 14s. Near side now, Walton. Out to Morin. Nice little wall pass in the box. Walton centers, and boy, that one broken up. Nearly a handball call, but it will be off of the Silverwolves, and we'll have a corner. Wrapping up the 22nd minute, Lone Peak trying to extend their lead. This one served up beautifully, but headed out initially by Riverton. That centering pass is broken up and then deflected right back into the box. Slack calls everyone off and picks it up. Lone Peak controlling after the kick and sending it up again. Boy, Slack is really coming out offside the call against Lone Peak. This one headed back up. Now, oh boy, Riverton nearly had a really nice chance there with Smith and Silvies both creating pressure, but once again, Clark came out and picked that up. Boy, dangerous play there by Momo. Silvies tried to head that outside. And then a call against the Knights. McFall. This one curling into the box, misses everyone, rolled. Riverton still looking to attack. This one fired, and that sails wide. This one off the side of the foot. Riverton to throw in. Nice job by that Lone Peak defense, and that's out off the Silverwolves. Lone Peak quickly throwing in. Now the Knights looking to create another offensive chance on a run here. This one lofted in, and that one just missed. Boy, and Michael Smith nearly made this 2-0. As that was a beautifully placed shot. And if there's another foot on that goalpost, that one's good. This one pushed outside now, trying to give chase for the Knights. It's Nielsen. Nielsen finds it back with him. He's going to change sides of the field now. Walton. His pass is deflected. And then turned over. And now a call against Riverton. This one quickly put in play. Nice centering pass, couple Knights, and the miscommunication leads to a turnover. Looking up Silvies. We'll drop this back to Christensen. He fires one up. Trying to get there is Smith. Nielsen stayed back and kicks it out of play. Coleman and Pemberton both back on for Riverton. As this one rolls out for a Riverton corner. Momo will take the corner for the Silverwolves. This one overshot everybody. Giving chase is Anderson. He looks to drop it. Now Christensen. He's going to try to cross it over to Momo. He drops it. This one was meant to be shot on net, but sailed high off the foot of Coleman. This one takes a bounce to that Riverton defense and then swinging on and missing. Turnover from about 35 yards, chipped on. Slack will come out and pick that up. Headed back up by Nielsen. challenge there by Riverton's Henley, but it's off of him. Thrown up looking for Torres. And this one's out off Lone Peak as well. That pass deflected. Stepping up was Brimhall. Now Lone Peak will have a throw in. Gillette, meanwhile, comes on for the Knights as we have a call against the Knights. This kick sent beyond all white jerseys. Then chipping it up ahead for Riverton was Hatton and out of play. 30th minute coming to a close. Still 1-0. Lone Peak out in front. That one sent up. Torres trying to give chase for Riverton. There was Wilson. Not cleared, however, and this one is. Vera comes on for Lone Peak. De Leon on for Riverton. This one pushed up. There's Momo for the Silverwolves. Drops it back. Hatton now. And a call against Allison. This one quickly sent up, and Clark will call off everyone. That was McFall. However, can't continue the push. That one is just punched outside near that timeline and then deflected out off of the Knights. Christensen to throw in. This one dropped back to him and then off of him. Thrown back to Wilson. Over to Nielsen. Torres can really close ground quickly, and then that one challenged, forced the turnover, but beyond Torres, back up the field. Nice job there by Nielsen stepping in front of Torres. Give Lone Peak the possession. Now on that far side. And that pass was just off the mark. Sent up. That one came off of the head in a different direction than Christensen would have liked, but still out of harm's way. Lofted up. Hatton able to get there. And then tripping over the ball on that far touchline. It'll be a Riverton throw-in. Thrown in. Allison traps it. Dropped back, and Nielsen did not get that one quite like he would have liked. Pushing this outside and unable to save it. Going to try middle of the field now, and that one ends up rolling past everyone. Hatton drops it, and whistle against the Knights. McFall serves this up past everyone in the box, and then missing on the kick, still collecting it. Sylvies, that one deflected, and Clark able to easily wrap that up. Maybe the best opportunity of the day so far, and Clark was there. This one headed back to midfield. Controlling it was Allison. Now Gillette. He looked to center it, broken up by Sylvies initially, but back with Gillette again. Vaudry pushes it out to Nielsen. Now midfield, back to Vaudry. Lone Peak really finding space. Nielsen able to hook up with Allison. And this one sent up, broken up initially. This is a very high kick. Ends up with Sylvies and then deflected out off Lone Peak. Thrown into Smith. Able to get around the challenge, but that entry pass broken up. Try it again. Broken up again by Lone Peak. And then that one hit the side of Smith and not out. Now this one chipped, but not on net. And it rolls out of the box. Gillette now will look to punch it up and does so. Here's Vera. He looked to center. No one home for Lone Peak. Dropping it back to De Leon. Now McFall will chase this down. And we'll actually let it roll back to Slack. This one pushed up ahead. Smith trying to get there. Instead, coming back was Nielsen to kick it out. Pemberton throws into Smith. Back to Pemberton and off Lone Peak again. Now Christensen to throw in. Tries to lob it over the defense. Headed out by Gillette, and then this one kicked out of play. And then a push called on the Silverwolves. Put in play by Walton. Push out as we're late in the 38th minute now. Still 1-0 Lone Peak. Talk about these two teams tied for first in region play. McFall looks to kick that out and does so. Sylvie's was open. That pass was off the mark. Center now with Smith. Able to find Vaudry. Nice two-man game there. Smith sends this one up ahead and then coming out and picking it up as Slack. Nice idea there for the Knights. Hatton drops back. That pass deflected. Able to save it on that far touchline. Now Lone Peak looking for another offensive chance here as we're in the closing minutes of this first half. Walton. That one passed right to the foot of Coleman for the Silverwolves. McFall now will look to send this up. Nielsen now with it. Has time looking up for Allison, who pushed it out. Now changing sides of the field. Nice job there by Walton. That pass off the mark. Lone Peak now. Gillette trying to center. De Leon able to chase that down. Still fighting for possession with Smith. Smith beat him out. Lone Peak looks to set up again. Now Vera giving chase to this one. Back for the Silverwolves, though. And now opportunity over. Smith trying to chase this down and create one for Riverton on the other end is a slide tackle. That one eventually drops out. Van Wagner comes on for the Knights. He has it now. Boy, nice job working that sideline. Turned over is Dudley. Able to get it for Riverton. Smith drops it back to Dudley. Able to punch it through the first challenge, but Lone Peak there to save it. Now trying to lift this one up ahead, and there's the whistle. We're at the half. It's 1-0 Lone Peak. Second half underway. Riverton will start with possession, looking to find some sort of answer here as they've had a couple opportunities in that first half, but really the Knights have had a lot of pressure on that Riverton defense. This one punched up. Now dropped back. That was Nielsen who tried to play it up and does. Now finds Brimhall. Center to David Adams, and then now it's with Anderson. He drops back. What? Centering pass to Adams. He tries to get around the defense and defensed well by Dunkley. Nice shot by Nielsen, rising for that header. This one broken up by Riverton outside, and that one came off the foot of Christensen. Lone Peak now trying to push this up ahead. Thrown in, Adams. Nice little pass behind this one. Oh, boy, just missing on the shot. In the box, Adams now. That one is left shallow. And the score still 1-0. Boy, nice start to this second half for Lone Peak as Anderson had a shot in the box, missed it, and then Adams missed his attempt. Anderson looks to throw in. Smith can't get it around the defense now. Trying to advance it up that touch line and deflect it out of play, and we will have a corner. The corner will be taken by Pemberton. This one served up in the box, a rising header that's just over the net. A great opportunity there for Silvies. Clark's kick. Headed back up. Silvies coming up. Tried to punch it up to Smith. Now he was trying to give it back to Silvies, but Clark there. He's going to kick it into space near side. Challenged and out of play. We will have a throw-in going the way of the Knights. Trying to play up to Adams. He couldn't quite get enough on that. The pass is through Smith, and he tried to send it up. Some contact there. Dudley tried to fire it up, deflected by Lone Peak. Now this one is attempted to be lofted over. As Wilson headed it out. Now Wilson now will collect it for the Knights again. Middle of the field with Cutler. Drop back to Wilson. Now he's going to turn the field. Nielsen looks to send this up to Adams. We'll collect it. Nice pass. Oh, boy, beautiful cut in by Anderson. He fired that one, and that one sails wide again. We actually got a change in goal for the Silverwolves. That occurred at the half. Our apologies for not delivering that earlier. Is Parker Sigmiller back there for Riverton. Trying to keep that one in play and does, and it's up to Anderson. Looking for a run down that far touchline. Now we'll drop it back, centering pass. Finds the foot of Allison. Being trapped there by Riverton. They're able to break it up. Sylvie's now trying to get there. But pushing it up ahead was Nielsen. And that one's deflected out off Riverton. Brimhall to throw in from the corner. That one's centered and then cleared out by McFall. Sylvie's now up to Smith. That one went right through his leg. And then a foul on McFall. Lone Peak now puts it in play. It's Cutler. Passes to Allison. Now he looks to send that up the field. Ends up with Christensen. Nice job turning back into the middle of the field. Now coming near side with it, Pemberton. That one's sent up beyond everyone. Adams able to collect that. Pass was disrupted by Coleman. Centering pass that is broken up by Riverton's Pemberton. Hatton had it taken away. This one's kicked out of play again off Lone Peak. Adams, boy, nice job heading it to center. Cutler broken up by Pemberton. And then right there's Vaudry. This one lofted up ahead. Now a shot, and that's right to the keeper, Sigmiller. A great save by the sophomore keeper. Just putting that on net and a great shot. Dropped outside Cutler. Nice move there, trying to get around Riverton's defense and out. That one headed out again. Sigmiller's kick headed back up. Middle of the field with Vaudry. He looks to pass this up ahead, does so to Brimhall. And then taken away by Dudley. Riverton gives it right back. Cutler. Drop this back again. Cutler now going to center it. Allison tries to collect it. Well, good idea as he was looking to push that up ahead to Vaudry. Nielsen going to bring it near side now with Anderson, and that one is kicked out. This one thrown in. Headed around. Allison trying to collect it, will do so. That one fired shallow of the goal. Torres comes back on for Riverton as Sigmiller's kick is headed right back to him. Smith tried to send it up to Sylvies, well beyond him. That one deflected, settled by Sylvies. Nice centering pass to Smith, trying to get it to Torres. A Lone Peak there to break it up. Now Adams. Now coming near side. Good idea. But breaking it up was Dudley. Oh boy, how about Allison? That's a nice play right there. Adams shielding the defender. And Sigmiller will hold on to this. Ends up with Lone Peak again. Allison. Boy, good idea there with the wall pass, but broken up by Riverton's Dunkley. This one fired up. Smith giving it chase. Trying to get around Lone Peak and letting that one roll is Wilson. Smith able to get possession back in the box now over to Torres. That one's deflected, still not out. And then eventually coming up for Lone Peak was Nielsen to clear it. Adams trying to play it up to himself. Attack still not over. Well, now it is, as that one was pushed a little further than Vaudry had been. Walton going to take his time here. Passes back. Now coming near side with Nielsen. Torres giving chase. Adams now. Drops it to Cutler. He's trying to loft it on that far touchline. Broken up by Christensen. Well, that pass deflected by Cutler. Nice job not giving up on that one. And then it's cleared out. Thrown in Allison with time. Anderson now. And he kicked that just beyond his reach, and then a call against Anderson. McFall to play it for the Silverwolves. Headed out by Allison. Right to Michael Anderson. Nice job turning that back to the middle of the field, but broken up now. Lone Peak, Adams, nice job there. And we've got a call against Riverton. Put in play quickly by Wilson, looking up to Allison. Trying to shield off this defense. Centering pass just beyond the outstretched foot of Anderson. Thrown in, looking for Adams, able to get it to him. And that one punched out by Riverton. Smith to Sylvies. Has Torres running with him. Goes to Torres. Now tried to punch it up ahead to Smith. That one sniffed out and kicked out by Wilson. And off of the Silverwolves. Walton. Centering pass to Vaudry. Now Henley. Pass to Allison. Tried to give it up, and they do. Make it a charge here. Gillette going to fire. Oh, it was actually a centering pass broken up by Riverton. Corner kick to be taken by Adams. Beautiful serve into the box and headed over the goal. Smith fighting for possession. Gonna run this down and then kicked out off of Walton. Anderson. Adams was giving chase. He tries to lift this over. It's beyond Momo. And Clark collects it. Right to the foot of McFall. Momo tried to go up to Smith. Broken up by Allison. Smith now. Going to back this out. Time and space for Vaudry. Smith to Hatton. No whistle coming. Looked like a couple players stopped, but referee signaled nothing. Allison now going to come near side. Nice pass to Adams. Back to David Adams. Now looking for something to do with it. Centering pass floated back a little bit. Vaudry ended up tripping over it, able to get back on his feet now. Momo going to give chase, but it's going to end up with Nielsen and then off Momo. Here's Allison. Tried to pass that one off. Giving chase with Gillette, won't get there. Michael Smith will take this corner for the Knights. Fired near side, blocked up by Sigmiller, and hear a grunt from him immediately. Sigmiller was able to get up, shake it off. Good to see, although after that kick, he is still holding his back. Certainly took a hard lick on that corner. Momo scrapping for the ball, and a trip call there against Momo. Now going to come near side, ends up with Nielsen. That pass was not where he wanted it as Adams was sent on a run. Lone Peak able to collect it again. Walton with it. Turns back in from the defender. Back to Allison. Again with Allison. Smith closes down on him. See how Lone Peak has possessed the ball. They've done it for much of this game. It's led to a lot of success, a lot of great offensive opportunities. This one sent into the box, and that one fired shallow of the goal as Michael Smith had a good look. 62nd minute complete here. Still 1-0 Lone Peak as Allison gets ahead on that one. Henley. Man on the spot, Michael Smith. Able to get the defender in the air for a quick burst around him. And then that one deflected out of play. Smith from the corner, this one on the backside, headed, was put on. Sigmiller was there. Throws it up to Silvies. He's going to try to send a long pass up. Momo giving chase, but dropping back and kicking it out of play was Vaudry. Thrown into Silvies. That play broken up. Allison tries to clear, ends up with Christensen. And then out off of Riverton. Throw it in quickly. Smith with it at midfield. Torres giving chase. And able to knock it away from Smith, but pushed right back to Adams as he tries to dribble through this defense, and a call against Riverton. Allison going to send this outside to Gillette. Henley back to Gillette. A centering pass that McFall was able to break up, but still with the Knights now. And McFall deflects that out. Cutler and Anderson both come on for the Knights as the throw-in is to Anderson. That one tried to be saved, but no going. So Brimhall came on and then got carded before the corner could take place, so he goes back off. This one was sent in along that goal line. Can't clear it, bouncing around in the box, and now Torres will clear it. Smith down for Riverton to Momo. Slightly behind him, but able to control it. But a nice job by Wilson just taking that away. Pushed up ahead, boy. McFall got ahead on it. Had he not, it would have been Adams one-on-one with the keeper. Dunkley puts this in play for the Silverwolves. Torres looks to head it up. Collision on that far end. Lone Peak comes away with possession. Here's Allison now. Boy, a nice pass right there as he just lofted it right over Pemberton. Now he's going to send this one near side. Boy, and Griffin Garcia now giving chase as that one is punched out. Coleman and Hatton on for Riverton. Back on for Lone Peak is Brimhall. Sigmiller, wow, really sent that one down the field. Nice job controlling that by Brimhall. Finds more, and he tried to head it up to Adams. Broken up was a great idea, but Christensen was there. Pemberton now pushes it out to that far touchline. This one's sent up and beyond Silvies. Now Silvies finds himself with it, trying to create some space from just outside the box. And then a call against Lone Peak. It'll be a kick for Riverton. Tanner Silvies going to take this kick. That one deflected, boy, nearly ended up right on the foot of Pemberton. But it will be a corner for Riverton. In the 71st minute, Pemberton's corner, headed out. Ends up with Hatton. He looks to fire that one on net, deflected, and Adams punches it out. Looking up for Smith. Silvies throws that one on net as Clark makes the save. Right to Cutler. Well, that one bounced a little harder off of Walton than he would have liked as Riverton looks to establish possession. Pemberton looking up the field. Upended that time. No whistle from the official, much to the chagrin of the Riverton fans. And that one pushed out of play off De Leon. Drops back to Cutler. Lone Peak with possession now, still leading 1-0. Hatton able to get a foot on that one as Cutler and Smith both missed the header opportunity. Smith pushes this outside. Cutler tried to head that one up. Didn't go quite where he wanted. Middle of the field with Vaudry. Smith tried to use his chest to control that one. De Leon going to send this up for Smith. Boy, nice pass there. Smith looking for something to do. Is going to cross it. Pemberton now. Drops it back to Christensen. He looks to serve this one up. Headed out by Lone Peak, but right to Hatton. Near side with De Leon. Serves that in the box. Clark comes out. A collision there. No call. This one fired back and off the mark and out of play. Allison back on for the Knights. This one sent beyond all Lone Peak players. Cutler to Allison, now coming near side with Brimhall. De Leon pushes that out. To Allison, he will drop that outside with Walton. Up to Cutler. He looks to center this one. Brimhall tried to settle that. Down for Canfield. Now coming back to Smith. He's going to try to center this one in the box and then just missing on it. Wow, what a good opportunity in the box for the Knights. Couldn't capitalize on it. Here's Hatton. Well, Hatton passed it back. Turned over at midfield. Well, that time Canfield thought he had a teammate behind him, stepped out of the way. In the 76th minute now, McFall will take this kick. Headed out by Allison. Cutler now heads it into space. Smith looked to go up to Canfield, who dropped it nicely back to Smith, and now Lone Peak, before you know it, they're looking to counter. Cutler, a little through ball, looking up for his teammate, Brimhall, but sent out by Riverton. Allison from just outside the box, nice move, turning it in, centering. McFall's there to clear. Playing the sideline was Brimhall, able to keep it in. Back of the net, that one headed in. Beautiful goal scored by Lone Peak, and they now find themselves ahead 2-0 in the 77th. What a beautiful goal by the Knights. Brimhall sent it in, and Canfield able to find the net. Now the Silverwolves in desperation mode as they find themselves trailing 2-0. Here's Smith. He's going to drop it back as Lone Peak looks to expire the end of this game. Broken up by Smith as Clark will quickly throw it in play. Nice battle on that far touchline. Riverton comes away with it. Sylvies. Back to Hatton. Cutler giving chase. Boy, nice job that time by Dunkley as he was able to fake the Lone Peak attacker. Brimhall. Now Allison has it. Time and space. Looks to send this up to a running Brimhall and head it out. Allison in the box. He tried to send that one on net and just lofted it over. Frustrated with himself, he missed it. Say lofted like it was soft. It certainly wasn't. Had a lot of velocity behind that one. This one headed up for Silvies, who's going to have an opportunity. One-on-one, and he gets that one past Clark. A beautiful touch goal by Tanner Silvies, and Riverton isn't finished. So the Silverwolves still with a chance here, though. They've got to be aggressive. As we near the end of regulation. And then extra time. Dropped back. Brimhall tried to create the turnover. McFall wouldn't give up on the play. Hatton now. Up to Silvies. He punches this one ahead, and now another chance for Smith. He's got Clark out, and Smith knocks it in. 2 goals in the final 2 minutes, and the Silverwolves have knotted it up. Wow. 2 minutes ago, who would have seen that coming? Now the Lone Peak Knights trying to attack. Boy, Smith just threw the defender off. And Riverton will get a kick. Placed it down quickly. Here's Coleman. Looking to pass up. Hatton trying to keep possession. That one's defended nicely by Allison. He comes up a little gimpy. Cutler. Gonna change sides of the field now. Looking to center, broken up. Whistle blows. Regulation has finished. 2 goals in the final 2 minutes by the Silverwolves, and we're headed to overtime. 5 minutes ago, the Knights were just minutes away from sole first place. Riverton would not go away, and we are now in overtime. 2 10-minute periods, unless someone scores. First goal wins, or golden goal situation. Morin looks to lift this over Riverton. Does so, but no one home. Slack back there now, playing keeper for Riverton. Smith to Cutler. He'll push this outside with Walton. That pass is deflected out of play. That one came hard off of Smith and right to the Silverwolves. Looking up this near touchline, Pemberton is going to try to center. Nice job stepping in front of that pass by Nielsen. Silvies will drop this back to De Leon and out off of him. Should mention the first game between these two teams, we talked about it, was a tie. Also went to overtime. That shot by Smith deflected. Now Adams. He looks to fire. That one hit the post. Wow. Looked to be wide. It ended up being much closer than it looked. First game, it was actually Fuchs for the Knights who scored in extra time. So Riverton giving back a little of their own medicine. Thrown in. Silvies looked to head that up. Out off of Riverton. Lone Peak able to step in front of that pass. Dropping it back, Wilson to Cutler. Walton. Adams making a chase for that one and just kicked out off of Christensen. Adams being surrounded by Silverwolves, trying to get around him. Boy, nice quick move there. Flag goes up. We're going to have a call. Brimhall will take this kick for the Knights. Lofts it backside of the goal, and that one is out of play off of Smith. Slack's kick stays low. Here's Adams with it. Has some space. Just trying to go outside to Brimhall. It was slightly behind him. Gets there to save it. And then kicked out off of Riverton. Looked like it was out off Riverton, but the head referee signaled the other way. And so Riverton throwing it is. This one kicked up. Coming back is Wilson for the Knights. Brimhall gives it to Cutler. Morin now. Smith was looking middle of the field, goes that direction with Cutler. Near side now, Walton. Able to get it to Vaudry now. Here again is Adams. Lost his footing, still able to keep possession. And then a call against Riverton. Placed quickly. See the athleticism of the official jumping over the ball. Adams, boy, tried to cut back in, and then got a call against Riverton here. In the 87th minute, Brimhall lofts this one in, no one there, and out of play. Hatton stepped over the ball. Now Brimhall looks up for Adams. This one sent up that far. Line deflected and into the middle of the field with Cutler now. Looking up for Brimhall again on that far wing. Back to Smith, able to get around the defense of Hatton. Brimhall able to touch that one right in the box, broken up by Riverton initially. That service a little off the mark as Riverton heads it out. Now Sylvie scored that first goal for the Silverwolves, up to Smith, who scored that second. This one's still in play and tracked down and possessed by Wilson. Boy, beautiful passing again by the Knights. Seen that all game long. Nielsen sends this up to Adams, who controlled it off his chest. Slack comes out and makes a diving, I was going to say save, but it wasn't on net. In the 9th minute now of this overtime, 89th minute overall. Lone Peak has seemed to control possession in this overtime, much like they did for a majority of regulation. Lots of air under this. Sylvies heads it up. Smith with it now. Tries to get through this defense of the Knights. Hatton comes up in support. Controlled by Cutler. And danger averted for the Knights. Smith making a run with this, but it's beyond him and out of play. Here's Morin in the middle of the field. Sends this one up to a running Adams. And with that whistle, first overtime period has come to a close. We're headed to the second. A max of 10 minutes left in this game as we enter the second overtime. This one headed back. McFall is going to head it back to Slack. Looking for Smith. Headed instead by Nielsen. Adams, boy, nice pass to Morin in the middle of the field. Broken up, however, by Dudley. And a foul here on Dudley. Nice juke there by Lone Peak. Able to find some space now to Adams. Off his head to Morin. Goes back to Adams. Right in the middle, he's going to turn and shoot that one, deflected by McFall. Lone Peak able to save possession, though. Still on the attack here. Stepping up was Dudley. Ends up with Brimhall just outside the box and a whistle coming. From about 23 yards, Brimhall will fire. That one got through the wall. Beautiful save by Slack as he just saved the game for the Silverwolves. Well, that was a really nice kick taken by Brimhall. Slack was up to the task as Brimhall deflects that out. Anderson to throw in. Smith heads it up. Silvies, and that one is long and high. Clark's kick headed back up by Torres. This one takes a high bounce, and Silvies now is going to settle. He's going to fire this one on, and that one's in! And Tanner Silvies scores his second of the game in the 93rd minute. This one is over. The Silverwolves have defeated the Knights 3-2. Again, our final score here from Riverton High School. The Riverton Silverwolves have defeated the Lone Peak Knights 3-2 in double overtime. And wow, what a game this was. The Lone Peak Knights absolutely looked solid for a majority of this game. They had great possession of the ball, really found space. They were on the attack for the entire first half. They ended up getting a goal in that first half. And I apologize, I still don't know who to give credit to the goal to. It was a conglomerate of Knights in the box that were able to punch it in for the 1-0 lead, and that was the lead at the break. They would add a second one in that second half. It was a beautiful entry pass by Brimhall that was able to be knocked in from a couple of yards out, and it was 2-0 Lone Peak, and they looked to be well on their way. Had that 2-0 lead, and then before you knew it, Riverton had a really good chance, a run by Silvies that one-on-one with Clark he was able to knock in, and then it wasn't a minute or two later, it was Smith found himself in the same situation, one-on-one with Clark, able to tie it up in the closing minute of the game, and we would go to overtime. And then in the second overtime, well, we'll talk the first overtime, Lone Peak again, possession all over the place, had a couple opportunities, couldn't find the net. And then in that second half, just a really beautiful shot by Silvies. He settled it just outside the penalty box, and from about 25 yards out, he found the back corner of the goal past Clark, and that's the final 3 goals, unanswered goals for the Riverton Silverwolves en route to this 3-2 victory. So with that, Riverton now finds themselves in sole first place in Region 4 and in the driver's seat for that region title. That's going to do it for us today here on Comcast High School Rewind. For Tino Psyche, my name is Dane Stewart. We'll see you next time.